Hi everyone, this is the Thoughtful Software Podcast. My name is Fahad Shokat and my co-host is Andrew Wolf, CEO of Skiplist. This podcast is all about building incredible and thoughtful software. So in this episode, Andrew and I were in New York and we got a chance to sit down with the one and only Gary Vaynerchuk from VaynerMedia. Gary is an entrepreneur, founder of the Wine Library, Empathy Wines, author, speaker, digital marketing and social media expert. You can find him everywhere, and Gary's the definition of hustle. So when you get a chance to talk to Gary, we didn't hesitate to hit record. He was very gracious to speak with us, and we truly enjoyed the experience. Our conversation was around instilling great values in a company, but more importantly, how do you scale these values as your company grows, and many other topics. It was a short conversation, but it was invaluable advice from the master himself. So enjoy our conversation with GaryVee. Andrew's up first, talking to Gary about Skiplist and the software industry. Here we go.
What is Skiplist? It's a company founded for the same reason you've probably founded your company. If you look at software, it's a mess. 68% of projects fail. They fail for a lot of reasons. You name it, legal, talent, people don't care, craftsmanship.
There's,
hundreds.
I'm super aware.
Right. And I'm sure you felt...
Can you close the door? Thank you.
You felt your own pain before, I'm sure.
I've been through 20 years. I've seen a million versions of it. All of those things have happened.
And so we exist because I was a freelancer for a long time. I worked with this gentleman who was selling freelancing work, and it was a mess.
Selling software for a long time.
Yep. And we came up with a new paradigm, a new process for building software we call thoughtful software. And so, we didn't invent anything, we just pulled it all together, and we focused on one thing and doing it really well with the software. We're not out there, we say some of our competitors, they're business management firms that happen to do software, they're accounting firms that happen to do software. We're not going to do that. We're pure software, that's it. We know how to do that better than anyone else. 97% success rate on our projects across the board. Enterprise, startup, doesn't matter. What we find is that when we work with people, like VaynerMedia or anybody, we work with people that do their vertical really well. We have a partner in Cleveland that does hardware better than anyone else, and it shows. Like you've used products that they've invented for companies. We partner with a business management firm, and that's all they do. They don't want to do software. That's why they outsource it to a firm like ours. And they're one of the big four. And so really, we both run service companies, and I had some thoughts there. Some thoughtful questions on just people aren't thoughtful anymore. We want to talk to you about that. And then, before I forget, I'm a Browns fan, so I'm going to ask you about that. So we'll wrap up.
How'd you end up being a Browns fan?
I live in Cleveland.
It's unfortunate.
You currently live in Cleveland.
Yeah, and I'm
born and raised?
Yeah, I'm not a bandwagon guy. You're not a bandwagon guy. It sucked, but you know what?
You're in the right.
San Francisco, so.
Yeah, you've had it better. You discovered the Warriors. The amount of my friends who literally lived in San Francisco when I first got into tech in 2000, really started going to Silicon Valley in 05, 7, 9, who didn't even know that Golden State was didn't know the Warriors' existence, that now post 24/7 about the band that, I hate it.
Dude, I'm an old school fan, so I'm going to say, I've been there.
How old are you?
I'm 41.
Oh, so you like Mitch Richmond and Hardaway and Mullen?
Being a Cavs fan, so it was really good there for a while. We got LeBron, and then it didn't suck when LeBron left because we had Irving. It was, quote, watchable, but you knew you weren't doing anything. And then he came back and we were good all those years, and still...
Winning that title was nuts.
It was, that city was on fire. One thing that we find in this thoughtful revolution is... services in particular, companies, right, that do really well across the board, people that have strong values, right, and those values are reflected in their services. The problem is, and you know this, one of the most services companies have is services don't go away, and if you build a company at scale, it's very, you've done the hard part, which is scaling human businesses.
Correct.
But there's a hard part that's not intuitive, which is the values, and as founders, right? How do you get your values from me and to the people we hire, and then from eventually you stop interviewing everybody and other people are interviewing. So how do you make sure you're always hiring for that?
Macro actions. I think it's actually binary. It's, are you actually beholden to the values, or are you beholden to the money? It's been very easy for me. I have 1,000 fucking people in like 4 different offices, like 100 different things going on. Super easy. I'm willing to fire people all day long because I don't value the money. What people get confused about is how easy it actually is, even at scalable people, like Starbucks closed their store for a day everywhere. Like that really helped a lot of hourly employees understand that Schultz didn't give a fuck about the money. He cared about, we're gonna address this issue today. It's just money. It's just money.
Yep.
What happens is a lot of founders are good at it in the beginning. They don't have a lot of money. People are scared to lose. Like the great thing that a lot of people say a lot of times is like, it's better to never have than have it and then lose it. I believe in that. Like watching people go through like creation of wealth or success or happiness and then lose it, it's like, fuck, right? Like it hurts. Like if you always stay like humble, or if you never know what caviar tastes like, like you never know. Yeah. Like and it's very real. Like I'm really like grounded to like my like humble roots, but like something happens when you sit courtside at a basketball game. Like it changes your perspective of like sitting in the last row like I used to. Yeah. I still like both, but like you now at least know. Yep. Right? And so I would tell you that for me, the reason Vayner's continues to flourish is my CFO has less say than I do. And I'm not gonna be beholden to short-term money. Most people hit a point where the money becomes important because they started humble, but now their lifestyle requires them taking home $4 million a year, which means that she or he's gonna look the other way when the asshole salesman that's bringing the most money, she's not willing to fire that person that's fucking up the values because that person's bringing too much to the bottom line, which means they've made a binary decision that they value the money over the fucking culture. The end. It's actually a stunningly simple question and answer, and I think you're asking it for the right reason, and it seems, and people speak to the complexity of it. I gotta tell you, I think it's actually very simple.
So this is my 3rd company, and I'll tell you that every time you'll see a shift in mindset. The first 4 employees are the people that I always say I'm always at war. Like it doesn't matter. Like I'm super competitive. Yeah. So if you go out there and I'm competitive about being competitive. Like I gotta be the most competitive guy in the room. Yeah. And the first 4 people are always down the ride no matter what.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. And then you start getting people that aren't they're way more conservative.
That's right.
Every day, I'm always telling people like, no, we have to get it every day.
It's funny to just jump in. One of the things I really care about as a leader, and I don't know how many people or what scale your businesses have gotten to, I'm unbelievably happy with 73.9s to my 100 on man or woman 849. That's truth.
Yeah.
A boss who has the economics can't respect or expect somebody to have the same fire.
You own 90% of your company, and you want the people that own like the 0.00001% of your company care as much as you. Get the fuck out. Right?
No shot.
Like you're not gonna get the same.
But I think it's actions, right? Like too many owners or leaders make the mistake of rah-rah, but then behind the scenes are acting differently. Mm-hmm. I just think it comes down to actions.
Yeah.
People ask me like, how do you scale? I'm like, by example.
Yeah.
Right? When somebody new joins my team, right? You recognize that we're working here when the rest of the company's not, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So like, you've been here how long?
2 weeks.
Right.
Wow.
It's not lost on you that we're here on Martin Luther King Day, right? In the afternoon, and nobody else was in the building, right? Yeah. That's not lost. It's not lost on you even in 2 weeks. You're like, wait a minute, it seems like this area is here at 8:13 p.m., but most of the rest of the area is not, right?
Yep.
By example.
Well, there's this conflict though. You have these entrepreneurs that are trying to build thoughtful products.
Yes.
They also need money.
Yes.
They're always like raising the next round.
Yes.
How do you balance this?
You just need the carnage. We just need the second part to happen. It became so branded that raising capital was success that now it's in the blood. So how do you fix it? you know, how do I fix it? I say the things I say publicly to the, you know, I have a nice audience, but like in the scheme of the macro, it's very small. But I talk about making money versus raising money. I talk about like all the shit I talk about. But the reality is, how is it actually gonna get fixed? When the economy collapses and everybody realizes they didn't build a business, they built a fundraising machine, they're gonna be like, fuck.
So I think it's a values question as well. I think entrepreneurship has become about money and not, like, I'm about freedom. Like, so we raise no money because I'm not going to be told what to do. Like some guy on a board who's like, oh shit, I saw your numbers. I know better than you know. Like, I live this every day.
That's right.
And so ownership, not ownership particularly, like the money is fine, whatever. Like, it's all, sports cars are cool and everyone agrees. But at the end of the day, the freedom that we all get, because I can say, hey, Fahad, guess what we're doing? We're going to Orlando tomorrow, right? And I can make that executive call and not have to, oh my God, call the president of my board. And make sure. Like, it's, that to me is, when I talk to people and I talk to entrepreneurs, like, are you, that 20% is 20% of your freedom and your life you're giving up.
Couldn't agree more.
Right?
Couldn't agree more.
7 years you should devote to a startup to make it successful at least. So you're going to sell 20% of your freedom for the next 7 years. Like, if you think about
Couldn't agree more. And the reality is, most people are just not good at building a business. It's hard. And this is the great era of fake entrepreneurship. I mean, it just is. Oh, yeah. It just is.
I got a website.
And you know, even forget the website, just put it in your profile on Instagram. Yeah. Like, that's the cost of entry. And so, that's fine. I mean, I love entrepreneurship. What I like about entrepreneurship and business is the merit. Like, when shit hits the fan, we're gonna figure out who's good and not. It's not super complicated.
Exactly, and that shit's happening right now. The recession, it'll be so interesting to see the business and navigate through it, willing to make the hard decisions, willing to make the cuts, you know, all that matters. And that to me, though, is being thoughtful, right? I owe it to everybody. You know, we have 12 people, we're gonna have 20 by the end of the year, and when you think about it, I owe it to all of them to make thoughtful decisions.
100%.
Right?
You work for them. 100%.
Exactly. And so, as we think about being thoughtful there, that you say living by example, I never thought about it that way.
It's the best way. Values, it's the best way, right? Like, you know, as a big time communicator who produces lots of content, I promise you, all the shit I put out for my team, for you guys watching from the outside, you're not here every day. Yeah. That's the best I can do for that. But I promise you, for my company, the best I can do is my actions. Yeah. The text where I just told the London executive, yes, you can have 30 minutes instead of 15 minutes that was just booked. That's just real tangible day-to-day shit that doesn't get communicated in a video. You know? Yeah. Like, she knows that I just replied to her text a minute after she sent it, that she needs 30 minutes of my time, not 15. That doesn't, like, if I don't reply, or if I mail in the 15 minutes I have with her, right? It doesn't matter what viral post I put on YouTube, right? By the way, it's this meeting. You don't know what the fuck you're actually gonna come into, right? So, like, you now will leave, and you'll, like, if I mailed this in, if I just checked the box because I had to, you would feel that.
Yeah. Why is that so rare, though?
Well, you know, there's a lot of reasons why it's rare. First of all, I'm outrageously focused on my legacy, not on my money. Right? I think the way I'll become the best entrepreneur, right, back to being competitive, is not just the money I amass, but like if I put on, through content, through real life actions, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of entrepreneurs, you know, like when the recession comes, the amount of people that are gonna put me on a pedestal who say, fuck, it was Gary who told me to start saving in 2018 and 19 that got me through, that's legacy. And so, I'm selfish like anybody else. I just want a statue, not a Ferrari. Yeah. Do you understand?
So it's so interesting that people think money is more than anything than tool, right? It's just leverage at the end of the day. It's leverage that's very liquid and people respect the value of money. But it's not the end all.
But it's, you know what, how I talk about this issue? If you're not good at making money, money is put on a pedestal. Yeah. It's like anything else. Like being uber attractive. If you're unbelievably attractive as a guy or a girl, and that's how, like, and there is enormous things that happen for you just by the sheer nature that you were attractive, doors that are opened, opportunities are to be had, you don't understand the difference. Yeah. You don't know. I've never had to like put money on a pedestal because at the earliest of early time, it's what came natural to me. So I can't I agree with what you just said, but I'm careful in the way I communicate it because it's the same way. If I dunked the basketball at Madison Square Garden right now, like literally, if I just walked over there right now, fucking dunked it, I would lose my shit because I've never done it and I can't do it. But tonight when I go to this Knicks-Rockets game, they don't know any different.
It's true.
Right? It's true. So I think one of the reasons I named my wine brand Empathy is I do think that's my superpower. Right?
Oh, yeah.
I really do. I really understand that. Like, I'm good at that's why I'm a great salesman. I'm great at putting myself in the other person's position, and I know that for me to have longevity and legacy, I have to sell something I believe in, so I'm very careful. That's why I don't monetize the same way most people do.
That's an interesting point. So how do you seep that into the products that you're building, into the businesses that you have that you're not there, you know?
Because I start the seed. Whether it's a Sasha Group or Vayner Speakers, or I start the seed of the idea, and or it has to go through me, right? And I'm the one who empowers the people that do it. He works here because of me. Now, I empowered Andy to make that, but like at the end of the day, if he doesn't find the best clip from this thing, like I really take on that sense of responsibility. I'm not naive that I'm not him, but I think as, you know, when you're the leader, especially when you have all the autonomy like we both do, everything's your fault.
Yeah. Dude, hyper accountability, once you grok that, you really get it,
is the best.
It changes your life.
It makes you so happy.
You do hard tech, stuff that people don't want it in the house or can't get it. I like AI, computer vision, data analytics, machine
integration, building platforms.
Like the stuff people fail at on a quite regular basis, and we're able to come in and be successful. We're building computer vision.
How does that happen? Like what's the pitch to my company?
The pitch to your company is what projects do you have that you're like not afraid to fail because neither.
Yeah, I got it.
But
what's important that's not working?
Correct, and we'll build that for you. And
instead of you having employees build it for yourself.
Yep.
And then what happens after you're done building it?
You own the IP. We might have a support contract.
I understand. Totally understand.
Like everything you're trying to build, the underlying.
Well, you know what's real. You'll appreciate this. This is where you'll find me fascinating. This is why we have so little tech here. I think what's so fun for me is like betting on your strengths and understanding what your points are and understanding what's commoditized and what's not and da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, I like your guys' energy so much, like literally, this is why I ended with this. I'm literally gonna get a State of the Union of tech from the company. But you'll find it fascinating as somebody who came from a tech kind of ethos into this world, the only thing that I'm looking to do is create the greatest communications machine of all time. Now, it's 2019, tech's involved in everything.
Yeah.
But the religion of is, listen, I could build a $10 billion company if I made a SaaS product for SMBs around social media. Every SMB in fucking America right now is ready to give me $4,000 a month for some horseshit piece of product like the Sprinkler or Buddy Media or whatever 3.0, Salesforce, SAP, Junior. If you're a fucking, here's the money. So like I understand the business aspects of it, but I'm unbelievably clear in what my differentiation is and what I'm up to. That said, inevitably there are needs and things that are going on. Good. All you need is one.
Absolutely appreciate it. Thanks for listening. You can always connect with us at skiplist.com.